Ladies and gentlemen, I have been getting questions of what we at Craft think are the top anime films of all time. Well, our staff put our heads together and came up with this list that show the best of the best. Number 10 on our list is Satoshi Kon's compelling Perfect Blue, a dark psychological thriller that's an excellent example of the genre's flexibility. You will be scared witless for the main character, a pop singer who wants to start a movie career. Careful, may cause nightmares. Number 9 is the classic Miyazaki gem My Neighbor Totoro. It was hard to pick only 4 of Miyazaki's films for this list. My Neighbor Totoro is his most innocent film, gorgeous, sweet, and suitable for children, yet wise and compelling for adults with a sense of wonder. All of his films are highly recommended, and if you don't like any of his films, something is wrong with you. Number 8, another gem from Mr. Kon, and a personal favorite of yours truly, The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. It gets more and more interesting as you watch the plot unfold. I cried during it, but not because it was a sad movie. It leaves you with a positive feeling. The animation is an interesting style, not like many other anime I've seen. Think this movie is way up there with Miyazaki's films. The perfect blend of fantasy and feel-goodness, along with some dry humor as well, makes for an excellent film. I also felt myself warming up to the animation style as well, which was very contemporary, so I wasn't used to it, but I'm now completely in love with it. Time waits for no one, so go watch this movie. For those of us who watch anime and are of many different opinions as to what is and isn't good, I must say that it was one of the few anime feature films in a while that can hold itself up without the typical anime movie formula to grab as many people as possible. What grabbed me the most about it was its lack of being the typical anime and simply being a movie, which is something few can claim. I'd consider it to be a breath of fresh air to an industry that seems to need it. But for the non-anime watcher, I would say this is a good choice to start off with if you haven't seen much or have just got started. For the anime fan, this is a flick to add to the collection. Lucky number 7 is actually Too Fur, and the one of the 2 movies based on series that made the list. But to mention how good the movie was, I've got to mention the series, and that is Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop is good sci-fi fun with a hip edge and a sense of humor that's one step more sophisticated than the prevalent giggle fests. For fans of the Bebop series, the movie Knockin' on Heaven's Door is a must-see. Unlike a lot of anime movies that have little to do with the series, try to recreate an alternative universe, or try to summarize the entire 26 episodes up into hours or less, the Bebop movie is more like a longer TV episode with amazing animation, good plot, and top-notch, fluid fighting. The movie itself falls somewhere between episodes 22 and 23, I think, of the series, so there's no reintroduction to the characters, and the whole team, Spike, Jet, Faye, Ed, and Lane, are doing their bounty hunting thing on the Bebop. You don't need to see the series to enjoy the movie, as the movie basically stands on its own. 6 is Grave of the Fireflies, one of the most devastating war movies ever made. This classic tells the fate of 2 orphans after their city is firebombed. One of the most devastating anti-war films ever made, animated or otherwise. Grave of the Fireflies takes courage to watch, but rewards it in spades. Lovely and heartbreaking, bracing and human, Grave of the Fireflies will stay with you. 5 is Miyazaki's masterpiece. Princess Mononoke was the number 1 grossing movie of all time until Titanic dethroned it. Hayao Miyazaki's ecological fantasy is smart, touching, and offers a mature and balanced view of a complicated issue. The visual and oral qualities of this movie make it a true feast for the senses. The artwork is simply some of the most beautiful work I've seen in an animated movie, and the animation quality is excellent. Everything is rendered in painstaking detail, the highlights being the teeming forests in which the movie takes place. Everything is so vivid and detailed that I often sat in silent wonder, simply absorbing the stunning visual imagery. Number 4. Another Craft favorite, the Ghost in the Shell movie. The plot of this Norman Sadash-influenced sci-fi spectacle is somewhat abortive, but don't let that bother you. The visuals are stunning, making this a very rewatchable DVD. This is the movie that spawned the whole standalone complex spin-off, a masterpiece in its own right. What more can I say about it? Brilliant. Number 3 is another Miyazaki gem, The Castle of Cagliostro. Ever gets the feeling that you've laid witness to something that will be around forever due to its timeless appeal. You will after watching Lupin the Third. The Castle of Cagliostro, one of the finest movies ever created, 2D all live action. An early work of Hayao Miyazaki, it is easily one of his finest, as well as the crown jewel of the Lupin franchise, Lupin III. The Castle of Cagliostro was one of the first anime I ever saw, and is still one of the best. Number 2 is a movie that should be on everyone's list. The platinum standard of anime movies, Miyazaki Spirited Away. In Hayao Miyazaki's Alice in Wonderland tale, the wonders never stop. The beauty and inventiveness of the animation, coupled with the director's legendary humanity and warmth, make this one of my favorite films, animated or otherwise. A must-see spectacle. What more can I say? And stay tuned for my number 1 anime movie of all time, in part 2 coming up.
This has been a public service message paid for by the Coalition for Responsible Anime Fandom. Enjoy anime responsibly.